What's up, dude? After 20 years of professional cooking, I've certainly developed a sense of what products I truly love. And as I'm currently 37 years old, I'm a 1988 model, I've also developed a love for Costco. So here are my top 41 items I've been buying from Costco for years. Now let's go! So before we begin, the order in which I share these items is the same way in which I walk through Costco. Meaning first, I'm gonna share any electronics and equipment I like at Costco. We'll then move on to the produce department, followed by meat and seafood. After that, we'll move on to everything within the frozen department, the refrigeration department, and finally all the dried goods that I buy at Costco. I mean, I don't know how anyone else peruses Costco, but if you're not doing it in that order, you're an absolute freaking maniac. You should be sent to an asylum immediately. You should probably be executed. I mean, is there anyone out there who goes into Costco and then starts at the supplements and then cruises through all the dry goods and then the refrigeration and the freezer and the produce and back to all the equipment and the electronics? That's absolutely mental. For starters, when entering Costco, the first thing I do is just give that electronics department a quick peruse. Because you're a dude in your 30s now, all right? It's just, this is your happy place. This is your happy time away from your kids. Just enjoy it. And not that this video is about that, but I'm a big fan of Apple's AirPod Pros, and you really can find those for the best price at Costco. So if you want to get some really good wireless earbuds, I highly recommend those. I've been using them for years and years. And then after ducking and weaving a few people trying to offer me stuff, I get into those first equipment aisles. I always just swoop those aisles. You know, I usually buy something. I try not to, but I usually do. And for me, it's really just about the fun of Costco constantly switching up their products that makes cruising those aisles a little bit different each time, but also kind of the same. And there are a few things in this section worth mentioning. One of them is Snapware. I love using Snapware. It's just great Tupperware if you're looking for new Tupperware. And not that I've purchased one here yet, but the KitchenAid stand mixer definitely looks like a good deal purchasing it from Costco. And so if I'm ever looking to replace mine, that is definitely where I'm gonna get it. And another item that caught my eye over there was this giant teak cutting board for 60 bucks. Honestly, I don't need a cutting board right now, but if I did, that looks like a pretty good deal because teak is a really nice hard wood, and for $59.99, the thickness and size of that cutting board seems like a really good deal. Now moving on to the produce department, there's only really a few things I like to get here. I wouldn't give Costco's produce department a super high rating. There's definitely some good items, but I don't go to Costco looking for great produce, all right? It's just not the place for it. And when it comes to the items you see here, it really depends where you live and where your Costco is located. But if you live in Austin, Texas, like me, or anywhere else in Texas for that matter, you're probably gonna be able to find these items. The first being these Altofel mangoes. I think that's how you say it. They're the little yellow mangoes, and I absolutely love these. I mean, the big mangoes are good too, but these little yellow mangoes are just so sweet and so delicious. These are my favorite ones that we can get in this part of the world. And if you've never had one, right, here's what I do. There's a lot you can do with it if you want to make something with it, but I just glide along the seed like that. You can see I kind of follow the shape of the seed with my knife. Then it's really just as simple as making a couple cuts. Don't slice through it, obviously, into your hand. You just kind of go into the skin like this. Then you just pop that sort of inside out like that. I sliced through the skin a little bit on that one, but you get the idea. And then you just eat it. Dude, if there's any such thing as natural sort of nature-made pudding, it's mango, man. It is so custardy, it is so delicious. The perfect blend of sweet and sour. How can you not like that, man? That's an S tier fruit. The next thing I'll get in the produce department is in that refrigerated section. I'll just get organic blueberries. Quite simply put, it's just a good price for fresh organic blueberries. Simple as that. The third thing I'll get is avocados. If I just need to get a bunch of avocados, I'll usually buy them there, especially if you want to make a bunch of guacamole or you have plans with them, right? Because you're getting bulk. And the fourth thing I'll get is just these sugar bomb tomatoes. As far as tomatoes go these days, these are the only ones that have any flavor left. I swear to God, unless you're buying them locally somewhere in the summer, year round, you want to use sugar bomb tomatoes. They just have the most flavor and sweetness. I'll also sometimes find fresh shiitake mushrooms in the produce department. They're not always there, but when they are, we usually buy those as well. Just love them. On a side note, if you're a gamer, I just started a gaming channel. We're having a blast over there. It's called ThatDudeCanCook. I'll put a link for it down in the description as well as the corner right now. Now moving on to the meat selection of Costco, there is definitely some great options here, but as my saying goes, you don't choose the steak, you let the steak choose you. The same goes for Costco. You never know what's gonna look really good. And look, for me personally, and I know there's a lot of other people out there like this as well, I like to shop meat in bulk. I have a big meat freezer over there in the corner. I like to just stock it up. And if you do that, Costco is a great place to save on meat because you can buy the whole New York strip or the whole ribeyes in the package, meaning they have not been butchered, they have not been sliced, and then all you have to do is clean up the meat a little bit yourself and slice it into steaks, which honestly I always prefer. It is the best way to do it. And if you look at the price per pound you're paying when you buy it whole instead of buying it in steaks, you're definitely saving quite a lot on that. And if you also have a vac pack machine, using this method and then vac packing your own steaks before freezing is a really great way to preserve your meat. You can also do this with whole beef tenderloin, and if you have the means, I would always buy the prime version. It's just that much better. Having said that, some other things I look out for are flap steak. If I find flap steak at Costco, it usually looks really good. It's a totally underrated cut, incredible for carne asada and many other things. And then again, let the steak choose you. I saw these flanken style ribs, cross-cut short ribs. They have a lot of different names. It's what the Koreans use for kalbi. If here's beef ribs, they're just beef ribs that have been cut this way, right, instead of that way, which means you get those 3 little bones in each one. They are excellent for grilling. I just love them. Another thing I like to buy in the meat department, and especially here in Texas, we have a plethora of briskets, dude. You could throw a stone in this town, you're gonna hit a brisket probably somewhere. And the reason I buy them is actually not to smoke them. If I wanna have some nice smoked brisket, I'll just walk down the road and get it somewhere, right? And I've definitely made quite a few, but the process of properly smoking and resting a brisket is absolutely, you need godlike patience, let's just say that. The reason I buy them usually is to cut them up and turn them into ground beef. Ground brisket makes some incredible burgers or whatever else you wanna make with them, meatballs or what have you. You can also find top sirloin cap here at Costco, which is basically the same cut as picanha, which is one of my all-time favorites. Shout out Guga, let's do it. Another thing I love to get is these beef ribs. I'll give these things a simple seasoning, throw them on the smoker outside with some post oak, absolutely delicious. And I like that they're not too fatty. Sometimes you get a beef rib that is just way overloaded with fat. Even for me, it's too much, and I'm a chef who loves that kind of stuff. These ones have a really good ratio of fat to meat. And bonus, I will put a recipe for my Chipotle barbecue sauce down in the description. There'll be a video there too where you can learn how to make it. Smoking these ribs or cooking them in the oven and then brushing them with that Chipotle barbecue sauce to finish at the end and re-roasting a little bit before eating, my God. And last but certainly not least, because this is my most purchased meat item from Costco, it is the lamb racks. You're not gonna find a better price on lamb racks. They're absolutely insane. I'll brush those with some Dijon mustard, hit them with some rosemary salt, some black pepper. I'll smoke them outside under post oak, hot and fast. Only takes about 30 to 40 minutes, and I'll have some of the most incredible lamb rack for dinner. This stuff is just mind-blowingly good. The combination of smoke and lamb, they're just 2 strong flavors. They go so good together. Then you pair it with the rosemary salt and the mustard, and wow, it's just beautiful, beautiful. And another pro tip I have for the lamb racks is it's really hard to tell how much marbling each one has. So what I do is just peek at the side of the lamb rack there, which will give you a little insight into the inner world of that lamb and the intramuscular fat, the marbling it has going on. If you look at 2 on the side and one is really lean and the other one looks like it's really marbled, definitely get that marbled one. It's gonna be better. And for the meat, that's about it. I don't like buying pork at Costco, and the chicken I find packed in these bags always just looks like it was butchered by a weed whacker. It's not for me, man. I'd rather get my chicken and pork elsewhere. Moving on to the seafood department, and there is really only a couple things I like to get here. The first being Chilean sea bass. It's like steak of the sea, and it's for a great price. This really thick, white, meaty flesh. It's absolutely delicious. Another thing I'll get here, and this one is seasonal, is Dungeness crab. They have these clusters of Dungeness crab. I absolutely love Dungeness crab. I was raised in the area where they come from, and so if I see them there, I usually get them. Recently, I made some sushi hand rolls using that crab, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And lastly, and this one is actually a trial test, is this frozen black cod. Black cod is one of my absolute favorite fishes of all time. It's got some beautiful flavor, and it has that really buttery, flaky, tender flesh. It's really nice and fatty. I absolutely love that fish. And to be honest, I usually don't buy these kind of packages of frozen fish, but why I bought it is because the ingredients were super clean, the price was good, and also I see that the fish is individually vac packed. That was a huge one for me, right? So I have high hopes. But there is one thing I don't like buying at Costco, and that's coffee. Because for the last few years, the best coffee I've ever had has been from the sponsor of today's video, Trade, and I really mean that. And I'm not one of those people that only drinks hot coffee in the winter. To be honest with you, I love drinking cold brew year round. And I used to grab those store-bought concentrates or spend $6 a pop at a coffee shop because I thought making it at home was a huge hassle. But once I found Trade, I discovered that making cold brew at home is not only easy, but it costs way less and tastes way better. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the US for a reason. They've partnered with top roasters across the country to bring seriously good coffee right to your doorstep. And now they've got a special cold brew collection too. You can even pair it with easy to use gear they offer, so making it at home is simple and tastes way better. And thanks to Trade's flexible subscriptions, I can skip or reschedule deliveries easily, so I never run out. My last delivery was this Perk Thunder Lips cold brew blend, and let me tell you something. It smells absolutely awesome, nice and strong, full of flavor. I just know that's gonna be good. And to make it is incredibly simple. I just take that cold brew mix and fill up the little strainer on top, then simply just pour over cold water and pop it in your fridge overnight. It is literally as simple as that, and and you have some incredibly delicious coffee. That's just as good, if not better, than any cold brew I've ever had from any cafe. My God. And right now, for a limited time, Trade is giving 50% off 1 month of cold brew when you go to drinktrade.com/ThatDudeCanCook. And for that, you get 60 cups of cold brew for 50% off. It's a great deal. Thank you, Trade, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the product review. Moving on to the frozen section, let me just say, this is a hard section to get through without loading up on a whole bunch of delicious bullshit. Now, of course, do I want to eat delicious bullshit? Of course I do. My mouth wants it, but my body doesn't, right? So I just try to avoid too many ingredients, too many preservatives, too much bullshit, and I just go for clean stuff, all right? I try my best. Although there's a few exceptions, but not really. The first thing I get is just this organic triple berry blend. It's got strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries. This is just great for smoothies or what have you. I also buy these little frozen wild blueberries from Costco. Love these things for the same reason. The next thing I'll get is these wild Argentinian red shrimp. If you've never tried these, they are absolutely delicious, and I would say they taste more like lobster than shrimp. They're very buttery, very, very good. And don't be fooled into thinking they're cooked because they're red. They are in fact raw. You do need to cook them. They've definitely become a staple in this household. We love this for a quick go-to dinner. You can defrost them really quick, and they're just a great product. And I'll say this, if there's one naughty item I like to cheat with when shopping in the frozen section at Costco, it's these tempura shrimp. Because for a frozen product, these are absolutely banging, right? The shrimp taste great. They're huge. They get so crunchy. You don't need to put any oil on them. Air fried, these things are absolutely incredible. And stay tuned, because if you pair these with one of the items I'm about to share in the next section, it just takes it to a whole new level, man. And even though I say this is my naughty item, if you look at the ingredients, it's really not that bad. It's a pretty short list. Highly recommend. And the last item I'll buy, sort of as another little sweet naughty treat, is these frozen sour grapes. I forget the name of the company, but I have the B-roll here from it. It's essentially just 3 different colors of frozen grapes coated in this really sour, sort of sugary coating. They're incredibly sour, but just to have like 5 to 7 of them after dinner is just a really nice little treat, but you gotta be sparing with them. And this next frozen item was a dice roll for me because I've never tried these before, but I love tropical flavors, and I found these little frozen fruit pops. They're mango, guava, and lychee. I love mango, I love guava. Lychees, I'm just kind of, you know, whatever, I'll take it or leave it. But I bought them because of the ingredients. Like, listen to this. Each one has water, cane sugar, mango, guar gum, and citric acid. As far as ingredients go, that's pretty darn good, right? And for the other ones, it's all the same. It's just instead of mango puree, it has guava and lychee. And as you can see, they are pretty tiny, but for just a nice little refreshing thing after dinner, and especially in the summertime, I love just having something like this. I don't want to eat a freaking cheesecake anymore, you know? It's just not, it's not doing it for me.
I've been loading up on samples. They're not gonna know what hit them.
Next up, the refrigerated section, and let's start with the cheese, because honestly, this is worth the price of membership alone. These 3 cheeses. The first being what I would classify as the king of cheese. This is Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy. Probably butchered the name, but it doesn't matter. And when you're buying it, just make sure you see that stamp on the rind. There's a lot of knockoffs of this cheese. There's only one true OG, and it's this one from Italy. The next one is Pecorino Romano. This is like Parmesan's stinky cousin. Absolutely delicious. It's used in so many incredible Italian recipes. Another incredible cheese, I always have some of this on hand. And for my third and final cheese, if Parmesan is the king of cheese, I would say Gruyere is the queen of cheese. This is absolutely just incredible, incredible product. Because whether you want to serve it on a cheese board just as is or melt it, it's absolutely delicious both ways. And the price of all 3 of these cheeses is cheaper than you're gonna find anywhere else, but that's not the main reason I buy it at Costco. The main reason I buy those 3 cheeses at Costco is because they are vac packed. And trust me, this is huge, because if you go to Whole Foods and you buy some Parmesan cheese, it's just gonna be wrapped in plastic wrap, and the air will get to it, which in turn will totally dry it out. Trust me, go try a piece of Parmesan cheese straight out of the vac pack from Costco. Compare that to something that's been wrapped in plastic wrap. It is a world of difference, right? That vac packing keeps it totally hydrated. And that goes for the other 2 cheeses here as well. You know, I have a vac pack machine at home, so I'll open up that Parmesan, cut off a little piece. I might wrap that little piece because I'm gonna use it in the next few days, but I'll always vac pack the rest. And with the vac pack machine, you can just cut it open, use the cheese you want, put it back in, reseal it. Your cheese will stay good for months and months, as opposed to drying out in just a couple weeks. That's a big one. The next refrigerated item I love to buy is quail eggs. If you've never fried up a bunch of little quail eggs, you just haven't lived. They are the best. I love eating them. And especially in the summertime, you can poach them, have them in salads, you can hard boil them and peel them and have them in salads. They're just a beautiful little item. Who doesn't love a little mini egg? I mean, look at it. It's awesome. Next up, the pink refrigerated coconut water butter, I absolutely crush this stuff, right? If you buy these at another market, it's like $5 a pop. At Costco, it's somewhat affordable. And comparing this to canned or boxed coconut water, it is a world of difference. Honestly, you really can't go back. It's just so much better. Get those potassium levels up. And last but certainly not least, Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter. This has been in my fridge for years and years and years. I don't know what to say. It's just really good Irish butter, and you're gonna find it for the best price ever at Costco. So I always make sure I'm loaded up on this. And moving on to our final section, I'm starting with avocado oil. I have been using this Chosen Food brands for years and years and years, buying it at Costco. I don't know what I would do without this, honestly. This is the stuff. And I remember reading a study a few years ago from UC Davis, I believe, where they tested the purity of a bunch of different avocado oils, and most of them came in unpure. Like, they were cut with all kinds of bullshit oils. How this is legal in America, I have no freaking clue. But I was relieved to see that the Chosen Food brand was one of the only pure ones out there, so I'm just glad that this company is keeping it real and giving us actual avocado oil, because from a health perspective, avocado oil is definitely one of the best ones you can put in your body. So just using this as a general oil in your household is always a good move, because not only can you cook with this at high heat, you can also make salad dressings with it and do whatever else you want. It's just a great all-arounder. And as a beta play to the Chosen Foods avocado oil, I'll also buy their spray version, which just really comes in handy for when you're baking some items and you need to spread that oil out. It's really handy to have some of this around. Next up, this Graza extra virgin olive oil. Graza has sort of blown up as an olive oil company in recent years. It is very good olive oil. I like it. I like the marketing. They've done a great job. I usually buy that just to have some on hand. But of course, if it's not around, I will also purchase other olive oils from Costco. And not that I use coconut oil as much as the other ones, but I do also buy this at Costco. I like to have this around, especially when I'm cooking certain kind of dishes. The next item, and this one may be a little bit boring, but it's organic walnuts. These are definitely one of the healthiest nuts for your body. We always have some around. Next up, these little crispy coconut rolls. I don't know if you've ever tried these things from Costco, but they are absolutely delicious, and the ingredients are clean. It's just like a little light, crispy, flaky coconut treat for dessert. It's very lightly sweetened. Love these just for a healthy little tasty snack after dinner. Now, remember before when I said there was something to pair with the tempura shrimp? It's this Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce. It's actually made in my hometown of Sebastopol, California, which is crazy, and it's just an absolutely delicious sauce. You have this in your fridge, trust me, you're gonna wanna put it on everything, and it goes so good with those tempura shrimp. And the shrimp does have a sauce that comes with them, but this just blows it out of the water. It's just a slightly sweet soy, ginger, sort of garlic, spice, Japanese barbecue sauce. It's so freaking good. Kewpie mayo is another item you can find in the dried goods section of Costco, and it's an absolutely incredible mayo. If you've never had it, it's Japanese mayonnaise. And seeing as how the Japanese are just light years ahead when it comes to food, it's no different with their mayo. It's really good mayo. The next item, and this is a bit of a new one for us, it's this Snake River Farms beef jerky. This stuff is absolutely delicious. Oh my God, as far as jerky goes, it is like, oh, it's like a steak. So Snake River Farms is a reputable meat company here in America, and they've just released this jerky recently, I think. I don't know how long they've been making it, but they started selling it at Costco, and my God, is this stuff good. And for the price, you really do get a big bag of jerky. We've been getting like 3 of these each time we go to Costco. Next up, just some whole black peppercorns. It's just a great price for peppercorns, just to refill the old Sergeant Gilbert. The next item is Manuka honey. I've had one of these around for like the last 3 years, just this brand from Costco, and we love it. Not only does it taste awesome, but if you know anything about Manuka honey, it's like basically a superfood. You can go deep down that rabbit hole, but you could just say this is like the filet mignon of honey, and for the price, it really is a good amount. And lastly, I'm not one of these chefs who's gonna tell you should never use bouillon. In a pinch, I love using this stuff, right? Of course, homemade chicken stock is better. Of course, homemade beef stock is better. But if you're looking for one brand to rule them all when it comes to bouillon paste, I just get this better than bouillon. They do a great job. And I've also found when buying these, the organic version is definitely the best one you can find, and they sell those at Costco just in these big jars. Well, that's it for my list, but if you have any products from Costco that you really love that I didn't mention here, please drop it in the comments. But before you do, let's see how my master editor Marcus responds to his first ever chicken bake. All right. Let's see what you think. First chicken bake. Incredible amount of food for $3.99, correct?
You get a forearm worth of food.
Oh, let me get a look in there.
I ripped that bad boy in half.
Looks good.
Looks like a cheesy hot pocket.
It might be hot.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good?
For $3.99.
Not bad, right?
The size of a baby.
Thanks for watching today, my friend, and if you're a fan of written recipes, check out my Master in the Making ebook that will be linked down in the description. You'll also find a link to my gaming channel down there. If you come to this channel for humor, I know you'll definitely love that one. And if you like this kind of video and you're looking to restock your own kitchen with tools and equipment, check out this video right here, because inside there you will find me sharing every single little tool and piece of equipment, big or small, that I have in this kitchen. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do it right there by clicking on that big red logo. Until next time, you know I